Do you want to have your summer makeup last all day? Do you want to be a summer baddie? Do you sweat a lot and get really red and get really self-conscious about it? Then follow my little summer makeup tutorial. Look at this. She's flawless. And she's glowy. Today I will be doing a little makeup tutorial for a summery makeup look. If you want to learn how to make your makeup last all day and look flawless and glowy like this, then stay tuned. Yeah, so today I want to do a more tutorial-like video. I want to make this a little bit more engaging and not just like a get ready with me, so hopefully this is more interesting and you like learn something from this. I don't know. Okay, let's get started. I have my hair roller in. I already did all of my skincare and I put sunscreen on. Don't ever forget sunscreen. Make sure it's the last step in your skincare routine right before makeup. Now I'm gonna go in with primer. Because my sunscreen and all my skincare layered up kind of adds like a little thicker layer to my skin, what you want to do is really wait for it to absorb. So I put my skincare and my sunscreen on, and then I went upstairs and made a coffee just so all the skincare and the sunscreen has time to like set and maybe absorb into my skin. So since it is summer, for primer we want one that's really gonna help us keep our makeup on. I don't want to use a thicker primer. For example, the Milani Conceal and Perfect primer that I love so much, that one is a little thicker, and I feel like if I layer that thick product on top of what's already like layered onto my skin, it might cause some pilling issues. So I'm gonna go in with a thinner primer, and also this is grippy and sticky, so it's gonna make my makeup last all day. And this is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop. I don't know, they randomly like restocked it and I've never tried it before, so I wanted to get it and try, and so far I really like it. I love how it smells. Another thing about gripping primers is you want to wait for it to get sticky, so after you put it on, wait like maybe 10 seconds. I forgot I was gonna use these, but that's fine, we only have primer on, so since it is summer, I feel like bronzing drops should definitely come back. I don't really use these because I don't know, I'm not really used to using like bronzing drops. I'm also gonna add the Say Glow whatever. I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't really suit me, so I don't really use bronzer drops, but I know a lot of people do, so I will in this tutorial. I feel like pilling is usually a big issue in the summer since we're layering so many products, extra sunscreen, whatever. So just make sure you wait in between each step to make sure the product really sets. And now for complexion, normally I only wear concealer, but in the summer I get really red when I get really hot and it makes me really self-conscious. So I like to add a little more coverage right here on my cheeks. Sometimes I'll use something that has a little bit extra SPF. Do note that any makeup product that includes SPF, or even like a skincare product that isn't just solely sunscreen, you're gonna need to use a lot of the product to actually get the effect of like SPF 30. Like, don't use this as your only SPF, definitely still use a sunscreen, but this is like a nice added bonus, but it's very little when you actually like think about it, because you're not wearing the same amount of foundation as you are sunscreen on your skin, you know? Again, normally I don't wear foundation or anything that full coverage, and for summer I feel like some of us want to keep it lighter, so I'm going to use something very thin and light coverage. So I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury, this is a mini, the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I'm just going to put it where I'm worried about getting a little red, so this helps like neutralize it a little bit, and also a little bit on my forehead just to even out my face a little bit more. I'm gonna keep it generally more concentrated in the area that I placed it as well. Now we're gonna go in with concealer, and I am like, my head is a little orange, and because it's summer I do want to bronze up a little more, so I am going to use a lighter concealer. This is the Tower 28 in shade DTLA. This concealer is beautiful. It is super lightweight, but the coverage is really good. This concealer just blends out so beautifully and easily, And it's also not like the most expensive concealer at Sephora. It is on the cheaper side. Works great for like a natural lightweight look, but also you could build up the coverage. We're not gonna put that much because again, it's summer, it's hot, you don't want to be like overstimulated by the amount of product on your face. While we are doing all of our cream products, I'm going to use my cream bronzer. And what you want to do in the summer to make sure that your makeup really lasts all day is to layer your products. So especially for products like bronzer and blush, these are products that typically tend to fade away throughout the day. You want to layer a cream before you powder, and then when you set your face, then you can go in with a powder product and lightly just go over that to just reinforce the color on your skin. Today I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. This is in shade medium, and then I also have the Physicians Formula butter bronzer. Okay, that's enough. I'm just gonna do a dot, and I like to use a really fluffy brush so that it's very dispersed. This product just blends out so easily, but I do think a lot of it is this Wet n Wild brush too. I feel like when I first started to use like cream contours and cream products, I was using very dense brushes, and that just made blending it like really difficult. I don't know, it just kept making like dark stripes on my face. Once I started using fluffier brushes, that was when I really started to get the hang of it, because the brush kind of just did the work for you. Okay, now we're gonna do the nose. I just lightly add some. I feel like for nose contour, like the less product you use, the better. And we're still only working with cream so far, like we haven't set anything yet. So if anything looks too dark, just go in with your sponge. So now for blush, you want something that is really long lasting and is gonna stay. And then it's the same thing with the blushes. I'm going to put a liquid or a cream first, and then I will add on a little bit more and set it with a powder blush. I have the Flora Tint by Benefit. I love the shade of this one, and it truly lasts all day, but work really fast with any of the Benetint's. They dry immediately, so like put a dot on, have your brush literally ready in hand, put the dot on, and then blend it out, and then it looks beautiful. And because it's summer, I'm gonna layer on the Rare Beauty blush. This is in shade Happy. This is so beautiful and so shiny. I have my brush ready, and I just do that and immediately blend it out. Like, it is such a pretty red. And if you blend it out immediately, it's easy to blend. If not, it's very difficult to blend and very annoying, but just have your brush ready, and you know what, I think it is worth it. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. And this also works as a lip stain, but I have a different stain that I want to use today. So here is the skin before powder. Look at how glossy glowy, but it is summer, we're gonna be hot and sweaty, so we do want to set this down. Now to set our face, we want to use the strongest, most drying powder that we have. We do have a lot of hydrating and cream products on our face, so it should be no problem. I do have normal to dry skin, and this one size powder I used to think was too drying, but the more I used it, I feel like the more my skin got used to it, which is maybe not good, but this is such a good powder. It is so blurring, and personally I don't bake my face. I have the mini one, by the way, and this is in shade Translucent. I just like to grab this fluffy Morphe brush and then I just pat it down. But look at that. Do you see all the texture like right here? It's gone. It's gone. Like, this side is glowy and beautiful, but it's just not gonna last us all day. This will, and it looks so blurred and beautiful, and Yeah, this powder is everything. Another powder that I really like is the Fenty Beauty one. That one is also stunning. So set basically everywhere you put your makeup. I set more heavily in the middle of my face, and I set more lightly on like the outer areas. Okay, now that we have set our face, let's go in with the powder products to really reinforce the sculpting that we are doing on our face. And I'm just gonna go on. Ooh, that was a lot. Okay. I'm just gonna go on top of where I put the Charlotte Tilbury. And now let's go in with blush. Since it is so shiny, I kind of treat this Rare Beauty blush more like a highlighter. Look at that difference. It just added the little bit that my blush was missing. Look at that. Now let's move on to our brows, and this may be scary, but a way to definitely have your brows last all day is pomade. Okay, you don't have to do this. You could just do your brows however you normally do them. Since this is like a slightly heavier face, I will be using a slightly heavier brow product. If you're worried about the pomade brow looking blocky and 2016 and scary, then I have a little hack. This is just how I do it to make them look more natural. So every time I go in with pomade, I flip my routine around. So I actually do the brow gel first, and this is just a clear brow gel, and this is from e.l.f. So now that my brow gel has had time to set, I'm gonna take I just dropped it. I'm gonna take my angled brush, and this is the e.l.f. pomade, by the way. It's really old. I don't even know if they make this anymore. Now that the brow gel is in my brow, I feel like it makes it easier to spread the pomade around so you don't have to use as much in your brow. That is such a fugly eyebrow. Oh my god. Do as I say, not as I do. Oh my goodness. What? Okay, if we just ignore the fact that it just looks like a turd, you see how it's just like dark, but it's not too blocky. I can't with the shape that they are right now. They look disgusting. Oh my goodness. I can't give you a close-up of the eyebrows. I'm sorry. Oh my god, this one looks like a freaking worm on my face. Like, oh my gosh, my eyebrows look so ridiculous, but like, trust, I've been doing this. They're just not it today. So unfortunately, these brows will last me all day. Let's just finish up our base, why not? So for highlight, I have the iconic Benefit cookie. Again, old packaging, my favorite since forever. Ooh, look at that. So yeah, we want to highlight to glisten in the sun. I feel like brow bone highlight is underrated. I love it. And because of the Rare Beauty blush, I definitely have enough highlight on my cheeks, so I will not add that. And then I feel like the champagne color of Cookie really highlights and makes the middle of my face really pop, while keeping like the pink, fleshy, glowy cheeks. Okay, I never do eyeshadow, but let's do some fun eyeshadow, why not? You could skip out on this, you could just put your highlight on your eyelid, you could use your bronzer on your eyelid. I feel like using the Too Faced Teddy Bear palette. I'm gonna be using these like pinky shades. I feel like for summer you don't want to do like too much eyeshadow, but also who cares, do whatever you want. That's really reflective. So we have a fun little combo. This is the Noonie Appleberry Lip Oil Revitalizing and Tinting. This is the, oh my god, I'm stupid, this is the Appleberry shade. I want to finish this up, and this is kind of like a pH pink adjusting lip oil, and I'm just so over that freaking gimmick. Like, it just turns this nasty hot pink. How is it even adjusting to our pH? Like, how is it getting the pH of our body? I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense. To be honest, there is no good time for this shade, in my opinion. On my skin tone, I personally don't like it, but I have an idea because I recently got the Glossier lip glaze. I have the shade Chili. I bought it because I love Glossier and I love Cat's Eye. I feel like that on top of this hot pink stain might turn out a really cute color, so I'm going to put this on. It's like it genuinely does feel nourishing. And I love the little packaging. I think it's so cute, but just the color is just not for me, I feel. But yeah, I'm gonna let this stain my lips and then we'll see. But let's go in with eyeliner, and you really want one that is not going to smudge, not going to budge from sweating, whatever. To be honest, I haven't tried that many felt tip liners, but that's because I love the ColourPop BFF one so much that like I don't even want to try new ones. I did stray and I tried a new one. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex liner. This smudges like crazy, dude. Like, it's a brush tip, so like it's super precise and nice, but this smudges like crazy. Like, it'll smudge under my eyes after like an hour of wear. This ColourPop BFF liner, I have cried in this multiple times and my eyeliner has stayed freaking put. Now granted, I'm not like rubbing my eyes as I'm crying, but like that's still crazy. Like, I'd be laying down crying, standing up crying, my eyeliner is still there. It hasn't run or moved or anything. Like, it's so good. So I love this BFF liner. I have the brown shade because I love brown eyeliner. So to do my eyeliner, I'm gonna rest my eyes and then just draw outward and then connect it to like the middle of my eye. And there's the eyeliner. I don't want to turn to show you the other side because it's really bad. So, as the eyeliner has dried, I like to set my face before I do mascara, just so that the mascara doesn't run and it doesn't like make my eyelashes fall down right after curling them. And we're gonna need a good ass setting spray to set our face freaking down for the day. So, of course, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. If this is a little bit expensive, because it definitely is, I personally really like the Milani Make It Last. I do not think these are dupes or comparable at all. I just think they're both good setting sprays. This one, like, you can feel your makeup be like cemented onto your face for the day. This one just kind of feels like any other setting spray, but I do feel like my makeup does last all day when I use this. Some people really don't like this though and think it does nothing. I personally think it's good and I do see a difference. It's definitely not like as strong as the Charlotte Tilbury, but I still really like the Milani Make It Last. So if you want a cheaper option, I personally think this one is good, but I've heard a lot of people say some other things. So I don't know, use what you have and what you like. Avoid anything that has like oil or something like that unless you're going for like a super dewy look and you don't want it to last and you want it to like melt off of your face in the middle of the day, then use one of these. But I'm sorry, I'm just such a big hater of this. Just anything that's like biphase, is that what it's called? Anything that has like an oil layer or it has oil in the product, do not use. It's just gonna melt your makeup off, truly. It's gonna give you sensory nightmare. Like, avoid. And today I will be using the Charlotte Tilbury. Let me wipe this oil off because I just look ridiculous. I actually don't think the icy pink is gonna be good. So here's the stain. It's leaving my lips. I don't think this will be good actually, but let me just try it. What am I thinking? Okay, yeah, we're not doing this. I do really like these lip glazes though, but Yeah, that color is not it with the eyeshadow. I don't know what was going through my head. So, because I have a more orangey like eyeshadow, I feel like that was maybe my mistake. I'm gonna go in with an orangey like lip tint. So for summer, we want something nice and glossy. Just grab your juiciest gloss to put on top of this, but you also want it to last all day, which is why I'm going to use a lip tint. So this is the Kulfi Lossy Lip Staining Lip Oil. This is in shade Caramel. So this is kind of like an orangey nude. Ooh, I feel like that will match the eyes perfectly. So, look at that color. Perfect. And it's so nice and shiny too already. Ah, much better. Now I'm gonna go in with my mascara, and for summer, and I mean for me personally all year round, I have to use waterproof mascara. But today I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Big Mood. I didn't love this, but I just want to try it again. So just use a good waterproof mascara that you really like. A great one from the drugstore I think is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise waterproof. That one is amazing and is a really good dupe for the Too Faced one. Hey, I'm back. Okay, so the mascara is on. It looks pretty good. This mascara shocked me again. Oh my god, it looks like I'm not wearing anything. I am. I also changed into a more summery top just because I feel like this like pinkish color matches the warmer look more. So this is my summer makeup tutorial. This will last you all day. And yeah. Go to the beach, have some fun, be safe. I love you guys.